Sticking with the apparel,
Yes, sir.
De'Aaron Fox became the first athlete to sign with the Curry brand underneath Under Armour, making this a truly unique moment in basketball. With athletes throwing their hats in the business arena more and more, we are seeing more athletes working together. What makes this deal unique, though, is that not only will Fox be the first athlete to sign with the Curry brand, it also will make him kind of an employee, as he'll be overseeing different operations within the Curry brand. Two questions for you, Six. I'll start with the first one. How are you feeling about the De'Aaron Fox signing with the Curry brand? And then the second one is, how are you feeling about Steph's big moves with Under Armour and in the business side of everything outside of basketball?
Got you. So I think the signing of De'Aaron Fox is dope because De'Aaron Fox has always been a great basketball player in the NBA, but over this last couple of years, he has really stepped up his game and perfected his craft to where last year he was a 25, 7 and 4 player, 25.7 assists, 4 rebounds, and it garnered him a all-star appearance, his first all-star appearance. And he's also a fellow point guard. And of course, we know we had this argument a couple of times that Steph Curry is labeled as a point guard, but we really think he's a shooting guard, but gave himself the title as the best point guard of all time. So a fellow point guard in the game that he plays against at least 4 times a year. And Steph Curry can see the type of game, the type of person that De'Aaron Fox is. So I think it's dope for De'Aaron Fox to get this opportunity. Now, could he have picked somebody different? Of course, somebody who had a bigger brand in the NBA. He could have done that, of course. But he gave De'Aaron Fox this opportunity because De'Aaron Fox has earned his keep in the NBA and is one of the better point guards in the NBA himself. So I feel like De'Aaron Fox was a great choice to go with the Under Armour brand. And maybe he, and Under Armour doesn't garner the respect that a lot of these other ones that a lot of the other brands like Nike and Adidas and New Balance might garner. I'm gonna say that because in a footwear perspective, and the reason why I say that is because me personally, and I know a lot of people who I speak with, people who I run with in my circles, and even people, I would think that if you talk about, say, 5 shoe brands, if you talk about Nike, Adidas, Reebok, New Balance, and Under Armour. Under Armour might be third and Puma, 6. Under Armour might be third or fourth in that list because people are gonna go for Nike and Adidas first. I would, and that's my person. I'm gonna go on record as saying that most people, the majority of people, is gonna go with Nike and Adidas first. If you had 5 shoes lined up in front of me and I see Nike, Adidas, Reebok, Puma, Under Armour, I'm probably not even gonna look at that Under Armour, dog, because I'm gonna look at the Nike because it's the bigger brand. And I think that Nike has a lot better silhouettes and they build their shoes better, to be perfectly honest with you. Not that they build them better, but they just look better, to be perfectly honest. And has nothing to do with the Nike swoosh on it. I think the shoes is going to look better than Under Armour. And I think a lot of the athletes, if he did search out, say, for like a James Harden or like a Dame Lillard or somebody like that, it was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to Under Armour. I got what I got going over here at Adidas, and I'm going to stay here. You know what I'm saying? Because they might think in their mind that Adidas is the better brand. But Steph Curry has built the Curry brand crazy, and he has made it to where people are starting more so to respect Under Armour a lot more within that apparel and shoe space. You know what I'm saying? And Steph Curry is a business within himself. We did a segment about Steph Curry signing a $1 billion deal with Under Armour, a lifetime deal with Under Armour. You know what I'm saying? A lifetime deal with Under Armour. So Steph Curry is an innovator in the game itself, and now with the business, when it comes to, just like we were talking about Kim K in the last segment, the business acumen that this man has, that he's built over time, is crazy. So I feel like, and you mentioned, and I didn't know this, and you mentioned that De'Aaron Fox is going to be overseeing some business aspects of the company as well. So that's what makes, because I was thinking to myself, like, whenever I kept seeing that he's the first, athlete to sign with a brand underneath a big company, I was like, well, nah, didn't Melo do that? Didn't CP3 do that? Didn't I can't. Didn't Griffin do that? Why am I drawing a blank on it? Blake Griffin do that with Jordan? Didn't, like I said, Dame Lillard and all of these guys who are underneath different brands, like with Jordan brand and, stuff like that. Like, isn't that what they did? But nah, see, he has a business aspect to his deal too, where he's overseeing. So he's the first one to actually have a business relationship with the Curry brand under Armour. So that's what makes it so unique. But go ahead. Yeah.
I think the headline was actually he's the first athlete to sign under another active athlete's brand.
Oh, gotcha.
But I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that because I was too was in the same boat. I was like, that doesn't seem right. But it's funny. It's funny that you say that you don't think Puma is
Under Armour.
You don't think Under Armour is top 2, top 3 because I said the same thing. And
looking at the numbers, they up there.
Looking at the numbers, Under Armour surpassed Adidas last year as the most. What did they pass them as? They passed them as. Oh dang! I just lost it. They passed them to be number 2 for the most recognized brand, most sought after, bought, purchased shoe apparel brand.
That's what's up.
As of this year, so it's recent. And,
so it's Nike, then Under Armour.
In that article, Nike, then Under Armour, then Adidas, and then I don't know who it is after that.
That's what's up, and that's because of Steph, I believe. Because before Steph, they weren't recognized like that. Yeah. It was Nike, Adidas, Reebok down the line. You could find Under Armour, but they were more so like apparel.
I will protect this house.
Yeah.
And so I believe you're right though, because I too still feel like
public perception.
I don't ever see, the public perception. I don't ever see any adults really rocking Under Armour basketball shoes specifically. Like if you go to the gym right now and go play pickup, I'm willing to bet you won't see more than 20% of people wearing Under Armour basketball shoes.
I'm going to go so far as to say this. If you go to the gym to work out, you ain't seeing nobody wearing no Under Armours either. Me personally, I wear J's. I wear some old pair of J's. I wear old pair of J's, me personally. Or I might wear my
when you say
workout,
Nike 270s. You mean basketball working out?
No.
You mean like lifting weights and
lifting weights and stuff. Because you said basketball. I'll go so far as to say if you lifting weights, I ain't seeing nobody with no Under Armour. I haven't seen it. And if I have seen it, it's 1 out of 100 or 1% is somebody wearing them. To be perfectly honest with you. Bro.
Yeah. I can't say I am in the same line of thought when you talk about going to the gym to work out, because I believe their running shoes and their cross training equipment apparel is pretty good. And like a lot of people seek that out. But as far as basketball is concerned,
you're going with a Nike.
You don't see too many adults wearing Under Armour. You do see a ton of kids wearing Under Armour shoes, though. And we talked about this when we were talking about his lifetime deal with Under Armour. You see a ton of kids wearing Steph Curry's shoes. And that's just a test to how Steph's personality, how he attracts that younger crowd and how he's transitioned the game of basketball from being strictly a big man sport into, quick guard that can shoot out in the perimeter and 3-point shot. So that's a testament to him. As far as De'Aaron Fox, I believe that it's a great deal for him because not only, like you mentioned, he's been tearing it up the last couple of years. And I would have thought that other shoe brand such as a Nike or a Puma or something of the sort, Adidas, would have already swooped him up to be a part of their brand and endorse their shoes. But, it not only grants him a signature shoe underneath the Curry brand by Under Armour, but like I mentioned, it gives him.
Well, he was with Nike to begin his career on a 5-year deal. But He became shoe free. He became shoe free last year. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I got it. No, you're good. So that's good to know. So his deal expired and Curry swooped him up.
Yep.
Swiftly, right? And so, like I said, not only does it grant him that signature shoe, but it also gives him a position within the Curry brand company as he's going to be overseeing grassroots basketball and UA Next programs. And these programs help to provide access to the sport of basketball and training to athletes of all levels. So, realistically, they are looking at the underserved, underprivileged communities with these programs. And it also bleeds into Steph Curry's camp that he has every summer. So, this is a testament not only to how well thought of De'Aaron Fox is by Steph Curry, but it also is a testament to Steph Curry and what he has shown us on the court as well, is that he's not selfish, and he's willing to bring others along and share the success as long as is the outcome is success. So I think it's good all around for both parties, for all parties, I should say. It's good for De'Aaron Fox. It's good for Steph, and his Curry brand is also going to be good for Under Armour.
It's going to be dope for Under Armour, man. And kudos to De'Aaron Fox for, kind of going against the grain, honestly, that I think a lot of athletes would have done. And shout out to Steph Curry for allowing him to be not only a signature shoe partner, but also being a business partner as well, and overseeing those two entities within the business. That's dope for Steph Curry too, because because just like you said, we see the Blake Griffins of the world and the Carmelo Anthonys of the world and the Chris Pauls of the world under Jordan Brand, but they don't have that business side to it as well. They might promote it, right, and they might go to different events for Jordan Brand, but they don't oversee anything within the business side of it at all. Same thing with, Adidas and Dame Lillard and James Harden. I know they're not under a actual brand themselves, but they don't have any business dwellings with Adidas either. So for Steph Curry to change the game, so to speak, doing it again, changing the game again, you know what I'm saying? And giving him a part of the business is super duper dope. And I think that it's going to be other players that are going to follow in Steph's footsteps and give other players opportunities as well underneath their brand to be able to make money within the business as well. So I think it's dope, man. I think it's super dope. I think it's dope.
Yeah. And we don't have to talk anymore about this, but I do want to leave us with this question. Being that De'Aaron Fox is technically an employee of Steph Curry now, does that make him more reluctant to bust his ass in games because they're in the same conference? I'm just saying. No.
I think De'Aaron gonna try to win all 4 of them games, cuz. And your checks. Thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far and you like what you see, there's a video on the screen right here. Make sure you click that and view that. We think you're gonna love it. Also, we almost at that 450 subscriber mark that we're trying to hit, man. So hit that subscribe button right here as well. And we on all your streaming platforms, wherever you find your podcasts.